Welcome to Insight Builder channel, large language model automators, Python experts, and my dear friends. Implementing vector search in Django website, part 3. We have been building the Django website in the last couple of videos. Our intention is to create a single page which contains the search bar at the top, which will be able to work with the vector store that is available in the backend. We had created the project website and we had created the app vector. You can see the folder structure here in the left side of the video. You can see the vector folder as well as the project website. In the last video, we discussed how to create the vector database and place it inside the application. So the application is vector, and inside the application we have the vector underscore db vector store. So if I do a vector underscore db ls, you will see that there is the index.files and pickle. With that ready, our next action will be to create the front end. So we need to have the HTML, CSS, and all those stuff working together so that we can make our content look beautiful, at the same time consumable. For doing this, there are lots of themes available in the open market. Among the themes, Bootstrap is one of the most used and easy to learn style sheet theme available for HTML pages. Apart from Bootstrap website itself is having lots of information which you can find it out by going to their docs. If you go to their homepage, click on docs, you can visit their documentation, which is very extensive and it's very easy to use. Apart from that, there are lots of examples that is available in this particular link, docs 4.0/examples, which also provides you a head start. We will be using one such example in this discussion. I'll be showing you how I used it and how I started working with it. Next is the Bootstrap made website. So this is another one resource which helps to get started with the front end. It has lots of free themes that has been created for various applications and purposes. You can review this particular website also. Why I'm introducing all this is that once you start working with the front end and practice it, it will be much more easier for you to bring whatever backend logic that you are designing to the front end very fast. People think that working with the front end can be a hassle, but it's not the case. Once you understand the recent frameworks like Bootstrap, you can come up to speed very fast. Yes, there will be challenges when you're going to go for real world projects. I'm not denying that. When you are going to build your own project, you can actually show what you're capable of, how fast you are learning, and how easily you are implementing what you are learning. So these are the objectives that I want to convey. Let's close the Bootstrap and let us go to the examples that is available in the Bootstrap website. We see there are lots of examples that is shown here, like custom components. If you scroll down, there is also entire frameworks. If you click on these frameworks, for that matter, let's click on this dashboard. If you click on it, you will be given a complete working kind of a page which you can use for navigating. You can try to do all the clickings, but the backend logic will not be implemented here. It will be only showing you the front end step. You can take the HTML page and you can start modifying it for your purpose. Let's go down. The framework that I'm going to use is called as Jumbotron, and this framework is very minimalistic. You can see it as a simple header bar, and it has got a almost non-existent footer, but it's still a footer. We have the body here along with the hero header. We have all this set up and ready. In order to get access to this page, you have to visit this link, download source code. Once you click it, you will be allowed to download the bootstrap 4.0.0 zip. I've already downloaded it. I'll be showing you next what is there inside that. If you visit the bootstrap 4.0.0, if you double click that, let me make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see what's going on. There will be lots of files inside this. We have to get at the examples. So in order to get at the examples, go to the assets, and inside the assets you will have the various CSS and JS files. If you click on CSS, you will see that we are having the CSS files. Just a minute. You have to go into the docs. You have to go into 4.0, and inside 4.0 we have the examples. So it is inside the docs 4.0 examples. And once you are inside the examples, you will have the index.html. So this index.html is what the page. This is the page that you are seeing here. Just a minute. This is the page that you are seeing here. Here it is not fully designed because it is not looking at it is not having the CSS file. So if you go and inspect it, you will see that it needs the CSS file at the heading. So if you go here, it needs this CSS file, bootstrap min.css, jumbotron CSS. None of this is getting linked when I am actually rendering this page. We will correct this in a couple of minutes. Now that I have shown you how to access this page, let's start working on the building this page. Let's go to the application, and in order to start, we are going to first of all take a look at the various steps that I need to proceed. So I have discussed with you the in this file I am having the various points that I need to cover, and you can see that whenever you are planning to share something or build something, you need to first of all have a plan. Once you have the plan and list it down in a sheet of paper or a file like this, it is going to make your life way more easier, and it's going to give you a good clarity on what to do next. I have discussed to you about the various website details. I have also shown to you about the examples that we are going to use. Next, we need to get access to the HTML and the CSS page and start modifying it. That's our next step. Before we start modifying it, we need to first of all render it in from our server. That is going to be our first point of work. So in the same, this is the Vim editor, so I can access all the files from here. So I am going to access the file. I have placed the examples already in the examples folder. I'll be showing you the folder in a couple of minutes. So, okay, so this is the Jumbotron example, that index.html that we saw a couple of minutes back. So if I visit here, the files are already available in this location. Website. If I go into vector, if I go into templates, examples. So this is where I have downloaded all the necessary files that I got from Bootstrap examples. Among them, I am using the Jumbotron example, which is available here. This is the index.html that I have opened here. Right. Immediately you can see that it is using the bootstrap min.js from the local folder. We need to have a local folder disk.css, and if I go down to the end, you can see there are a couple of more scripts that is also getting used, called bootstrap min.js vendor proper. In line number 98 to 101, we can see various scripts that are getting imported. There are two ways to work with these parts. First, either you can use the local files. You can download all these files locally and then use use your own server to host these files, or else you can use the CDN links also. In order to get to the CDN links, just a minute. The CDN links will be shown here. So if you scroll down, the complete CDN links are available at the, sorry, it's available at the top itself. Yeah, the complete CDN links are available at the top. You can see that it is providing the bootstrap bundle min.js, and also it is providing the bootstrap min.css. You can download this and you can start working on it immediately. So what we are going to do right now is, we are not going to worry about any of these parts. We are going to just render this index.html from our server. For doing that, we need to first of all create a views file. Let me go to the folder and let me open the views.py. So here I have already created my logic and I have placed it here. So this logic for the home, for search, for regular search is already created here. I'll be showing you how to create it step by step. So this is just a placeholder reference for me to discuss with you guys. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to create the function again. So the function that I'm going to create is def test, and this function is going to be used for testing the page. So this particular function will get invoked whenever the user or the viewer, visitor to the website is clicking on a particular link. We will be seeing how to attach this particular function to the link in the, after we complete the function logic. So this function is used for testing the pages. I am going to say return render. I have to send back the request that was given to us, and here I am going to render the index.html. So that is, I am going to render this page, meaning I should be able to render, I need to get the path till templates, examples, jumbotron and into the index file. In case of Django, what happens is, it immediately looks for the files inside the templates folder. So what I mean to say is, it will immediately look for the files in this location only. So in this location, if there is examples, and inside the examples, how many ever level you go in, Django will be able to find the file and it will be able to render. So I'll be showing it to you right now how it works. So I am on line number 6. I am going to say examples jumbotron index.html. What will this do is, it will simply render this index.html page. It will not have any kind of styling. So you will see that in a couple of minutes. In order for us to start the server and work out properly, we need to do a couple of more things. We need to first of all comment out the rest of the page, or else what will happen is, it will create error. Okay, so I have commented out the rest of the page, saved it. Next, I need to connect this particular function, the test function that I have declared on line number 3, to the URLs. So for that, I will again visit the website, vector store urls.py. Here I have already created the logic based on the earlier functions, which I will leave it as it is and comment it out so that it will not interfere with my testing. Views.test, and the name is also test. I also want to comment out the home path, since my home is also not working right now. The idea of creating this entire index.html page and working from there is that you can see that creating the server and loading it to the front end is going to be very simple. So let me go to the views.py, let me recheck it, and let me go to the command prompt, and let me start working on the server, getting the server up and running. Before running the server, let us check if there is any error. Okay, immediately we can see that it is saying it is unable to find the manage.py. That is because I was inside the application, so it was unable to find the manage.py. I'm checking, and here it is telling to me that the static files directory is missing. So if you see here, there should be a static folder. Let me create static folder. Inside this static folder, we can store our CSS file, the JavaScript file that we are referring in the index.html. You might actually require this in when you are building your website, but here we are not going to use this static at all. So I'm going to make it directly downloaded from the internet only. I'm clearing the page. Let me do the check again. Now you see that the server has not returned any kind of error. So I'm going to run the server. And once I run the server and go follow the link, you will see that it is following the link, but it is not giving me any kind of output. That is because I need to go to the app and I need to go to test, and I need to make the slash. Okay, so once I try to create the slash, I am still getting the error. So let me check the URLs. So most probably I have not saved this particular link. Okay, so let me open the project urls.py, and here the path that I'm using for selecting the pages in application is empty, but here I'm making it as vector, so that is why it is created a problem. So I will remove that, and the moment I remove it, you see that it is able to render the page. You might be wondering that this doesn't look like the page that was seen here, that was seen in this example. It doesn't look like that. It will be made to look like it in a couple of minutes. Let's go back to the index.html that we are using. We are going to replace this CSS link with this particular CSS link. So we are going to take this CDN link, only the link. You can actually copy the entire thing, but it's better to take the link alone. And let us go down further. And here we need the bootstrap min.js. So we can use this bootstrap bundle.min.js. So I think it will get us all the necessary libraries in a single go. Let me remove this and place that here. Also, it will require jQuery, it will require poopermin.js, but as of now, let me save this and let me refresh this page. We can immediately see that the output has changed, but it has not still met the output that is available here. So we still need to provide the other poopermin.js and the jQuery min.js. So for that, I will be using the existing data that I already have. So for this, I will be visiting the header that I have already placed. in the supporting docs. So in the base.html, I already have got all this scripts ready with me. So I will be taking this and I'll be placing it in the index.html. Just a minute. So I have pasted it right now, and I'm going to delete the earlier ones, which is not required for us. Now let me save the index.html file. And now that we have already created it and we have placed everything, so let me make it a little bit bigger. And once we do this, the navbar etc needs to be modified right now. That we'll be doing next. So for that, we will start working from the beginning. The navbar has to be modified again. I'm going to take the navbar, the entire navbar part, and I'm going to delete that. I'm going to take the navbar that has been already prepared. So I have prepared this navbar with the header tag so that it will not interfere with the rest of the page. So I have prepared this. Let me go to the header bar again and let me move it a little bit that side so that it can easily fit. Now let me save it. Let me refresh it. There is a couple of errors that is getting thrown here. That is because it is trying to, in line number 22, I have the reference link. So this link is what is creating the error. So I'm going to remove the link, and also if I come down, there will be two more reference links that is available for forms. I think that should not be an error issue. So let me refresh it. Okay, so it is still unable to find the details here. So I'm going to remove the lines also there. I'll remove this link, and here also I'm going to remove it. Okay, so I removed it, and let me refresh it. Now we can see that the entire jumbotron, hello world, etc. I am able to see, but still the style is still not matching the style that you are seeing here. So we are going to correct this particular step. If we take a look at the examples that has been provided to us, we can see the example is having version 4.0. In the bootstrap link that we have copied, we see that we are using the bootstrap version 5.3.1. Because of this difference in the version, the problem is occurring. So we need to use the latest version. So for this, we will have to get the latest version of the earlier version of bootstrap. So the earlier version that we need to use for this to work properly is 4.1.3, that you can get it at stackpath.bootstrapcdn.com. So this particular link will be available in the file itself. You can use it directly from there. So once I save this and go back here, and if I refresh this page, you can see right now that the search bar, the jumbotron hero part, as well as the bottom details of the blocks are working out as per the example that is shown here. So if you go down here, you can see that the entire page is looking same as the page that we are getting it in our server in the test. We have the page ready now, right? We need to now split this page into multiple smaller parts, and we need to create header.html, footer.html. Also, we need to create a framework where you can use the header and footer for multiple pages. So let's start working on that. Before we go into that, let us go to the terminal and go to the application. So inside the application, the vector application that we have created, we need to go into the templates, and here we need to create 4 files. So we are going to create touch-base.html, header.html. In this HTML file, we will be updating the necessary search.html. So we will be updating the necessary HTMLs into this, and then we will be building the page. So I'll be showing you how to do that. Let's go to the Vim part. First, we will work on the header.html. So let's first of all close the views.py. And let us close the URLs also. It's not required. Let's keep the index.html open. Let's close the URL. Let's close this base.html. Okay, so we have the index.html right now. Let's open the header.html from our application. Vector space templates header.html. This will be an empty file right now. We need to take the header part, that is this part that you are seeing here. We need to paste it in this. That's it. So once you have your headers ready, once all these parts are ready, you can actually copy paste it in a separate file and keep it ready. We will be building the entire file in a couple of minutes. So let us go to the next step. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the index.html. Okay, I'm going to save it. Let's now refresh this page. You will see that the header is gone right now. Next, I'm going to go to the bottom. The idea of showing this step is that you guys can really see what exactly happens once you dismantle the page. So this is one of the interesting part of building the website. So I'm going to open the website, vector templates examples footer.html. Not examples, we have to go just footer.html and paste it. Okay, and just save it. Okay, and I'm going to remove the footer also. Once I remove it and save it, I'm going to refresh this. You'll see the footer is missing. Next, we have the header, we have the footer, but we are going to leave the body as it is. We are not going to touch the body. We are going to use the body in the another one activity. So let us leave this as it is. And next, let us concentrate on creating the base.html. So this file will be the main player in getting the page up and running. So vector templates base.html. So this base.html is empty. In this, we are going to copy the main declaration. So this is the top part of the HTML page with the head till the body. This is the declaration that needs to be provided in the HTML. So let us take this and paste it here. What you have done is we have taken all the header part from that particular index.html page and we have pasted it here. In this, I want to modify this particular location. I will be telling you why. So let me take this out, and I'm going to start introducing DTL immediately. That is Django template language. Block, title, end block. Okay, and I'm going to, before I close this body, I need to bring the remaining part, that is the part at the bottom. Let me go here and I need to take this part. So you see how is the page getting built right now? Just a minute, sorry. So we have the script part ready and we have the body also. And in this, we have to include the header that we created. So for that, we will be again using the DTL called include, and in the include, we will be using header.html. And in the middle, we will have the content. So between the header and the footer, we will have this content. So that is the idea. Block, and the block name is content, and we will go up again. End block, and we will include the footer also. So this footer is the file that we created just a minute back, footer.html. You might be wondering, are we going to use this base.html in rendering the page? Actually, no, we are not going to use this base.html directly, but I will show you what happens in a couple of minutes, how this works. So I'm going to delete this from the Vim environment, both index and I have deleted that, and saving the base.html. Next, I am going to go to index.html and I'm going to just copy the main till I'm going to copy from line number 31 to line number 30. So excuse me, line number 20 to line number 30. Again, let me try. And I'm going to place it inside the block content. So whatever is inside the block content will get rendered. Okay, so I am going to just use that, and I am going to say that hello from Django. And the title, let us not worry about the title right now. Okay, so with that built, what we are going to do next is we are going to go to the views folder, views.py file, and we are going to modify the test function. So instead of using the jumbotron index.html, we are going to use the base.html. Since I was telling you that it will directly search for the base.html in the templates folder. So if you go to the folder, if you go to the templates, you can see it is available right in the templates area, base.html. So this is our project, and this is the application. Inside the application, we have templates. Let's save this and now refresh it. You can see that the entire page got changed, and we have hello from Django, we have the footer, and there is nothing else. So now we can see that we are able to build the page. The header was separate, the footer was separate, the body is separate, and we are able to build the page. We can start continuing in this track and build the search page first. I'll be showing that next, how to build the search page by working on the parts of the page, and then I will move into creating the logic that you're seeing here. So till the next video, stay tuned. See you guys.